Mocha family, I am back with another intermittent fasting video. I recently posted a video on why I changed my eating window from a 16:8 eating window to a 24 window, and the response from you guys blew me away. I think that video has almost 20,000 views, if not 20,000 views at this point. And so all I did in that video was really share my personal experience. Like, I'm not trying to be a guru. I'm not trying to be Fledged Fitness. I'm not trying to be Dr. Eric Berg. I mean, I stay watching their videos. All I'm doing is sharing what the experience has been like for me. And so since you have shown such a great interest, I've decided to open up more about what my process is and what my struggles are and what my goals are. So you guys can look forward to more videos on intermittent fasting. So today I wanted to talk about how the 21-day spiritual fast that I recently did affected my 21-day fast. Now this, not my 21-day fast, how it affected my intermittent fasting. Now this, I don't know how interested you are in spiritual fast, but you know, I did a water fast with modifications. I allowed myself to have apple cider vinegar because it's liver supportive. And also I allowed myself to have green tea without any added anything in it, no sweeteners, no creams or anything like that. And that was because I did the fast during a time when I was really busy and I knew I'd be having late nights and driving since it was still basketball season with one of my daughters. And so I allowed myself to have the green tea as needed if I needed to stay awake one evening or something like that. And so I thought this was relevant to talk concerning intermittent fasting because sometimes the choices that you make in real life, in your regular everyday life, can affect your intermittent fasting. And this fast, you guys, affected my intermittent fasting in such a huge way. In the first place, while I was doing the fast, the fast was almost all of the month of January. I think I started at the beginning of January and ended toward the end. And so I really wasn't doing intermittent fasting at all. Like a 21-day fast where 14 of those days you have no meals at all. That's not intermittent fasting, okay? And I think some people would argue whether or not they think that's beneficial to the body. But for me, it was oppressing or suffering in my body in order to grow and experience God more fully in my spirit. So that's why I was doing the fast. And so, you know, coming out of that, I knew that I would have to juggle some things around with how I was going to reintroduce intermittent fasting. So I didn't have any problems with that fast. Everything went really smoothly, except the minute I stopped fasting, I caught some kind of virus that gave me flu-like symptoms, and it completely threw everything off. Okay, because digestively, my digestive system shut down completely during the 21-day fast, which is normal. And there's a protocol that you follow to slowly reintroduce foods. And I have a video on that fasting playlist where I share, you know, what kind of foods I was going to eat slowly to build myself back up to being able to enjoy, you know, all the foods that I normally eat when I'm not fasting. And so I was slowly progressing through that on the first day after the fast. And then I think only like a day later, I came down with this flu where I was completely delirious for like 3 days. I thought I was having all these elevated thoughts, but it was gibberish. You know, I had a fever. I had chills. I had body aches. I was in and out of consciousness, not really being able to do much. And I was also very queasy. I experienced a lot of nausea. And so I'm not sure if the nausea was a result of coming out of the fast and how my body was reacting to the grapes that I was eating as one of the first foods. I was having grapes, and I was also having diluted grape juice to ease my digestion into working again. I don't know if it was a result of that, because before I came down with the flu symptoms, my stomach was responding well to it. And I have felt nauseous when I've had the flu before. And so I'm going to go with the assumption that the nausea that I was experiencing was coming from the virus itself. And so it was like 5 steps back for me digestively. And in all honesty, I don't feel like my digestive system felt right until 2 weeks after, felt completely right until about 2 weeks after this virus was over. So I was down with the virus for about 4 days after the fast. And then after that, I had very small appetite. And I couldn't really eat a lot of different things. Like I was having soups and broths and, with just a little bit in it, a little bit of vegetables in it. I was slowly able to eat meats, but I noticed that as my stomach would empty out, I would feel that slightly nauseous feeling. Like I never really threw up or wasn't able to keep food down or anything like that, but I felt that slightly nauseous feeling. And I noticed that I had, in the beginning, a low tolerance for plain water. Instead, I had to drink diluted grape juice. I mean, I would have preferred apple juice, but I don't like apple juice. So I chose to have diluted white grape juice. When I'm talking about grape, I'm not talking about the red grape juice. I'm talking about the white grape juice. And so I really had to baby my stomach for the 2 weeks after the virus passed within the 4 days. And so I wasn't thinking about intermittent fasting at all, you guys. And then after the 2 weeks were over, my appetite really kicked in. And in that other series, I talked about when you come off of an extended fast, like my 21-day fast, you're going to want to eat because you lost so much weight during the fast. Your appetite is going to increase. And so because my appetite increased so much, I realized that it didn't make sense for me to try to jump into my 24 eating window. And so I loosely told myself that I was going to follow loosely a 16-8 eating window and even allow myself to have up to 3 meals in that window. And so when I say loose, I wasn't looking at my clock that much. If I kept eating a little beyond the time, I didn't worry about it. Because for me, intermittent fasting is a lifestyle. And in life, things get thrown at you that are unexpected. And in the past, I think I would have thought of it as a failure if I couldn't keep my specific times, and I couldn't rigidly stay in the time frame that I had decided to work with. I would consider it a failure. But since I'm planning to do this, and I see it as a lifestyle, I feel like in the long run, if I veer off of it a little bit, it's not the end of the world. And sometimes it may even be necessary to veer, away from it, if that's what your body is calling for. And so that's what I did. And I would say that it really wasn't up until this week that I've really gotten back into my 24 eating window. But even that has been a little bit loose, because what I've been doing is I've been trying to pay attention to how much time does my stomach really need to process the meal that I just had. Am I really hungry? I mean, I want to eat in my window, but am I really hungry in this window to go on and have another meal? And so I played around with giving myself 5 hours between the 2 meals to see if my body would like that better. So technically it's not a 24 window, but it's close to it, and I'm okay with that. You know, I really want to get to the point where I'm eating at the rate that my body wants me to eat and not just following a clock because I'm following an eating window, if that makes any sense. And so that's where I am, you guys. I plan to release a video on, you know, the supplements that I'm taking with intermittent fasting and how they're affecting me. I work with an herbalist. I've had blood work, so I work with a doctor. I'm not doing this on my own and just guessing and, ooh, that sounds good. This worked for that person, I'm gonna try it. This worked for that person, I'm gonna try it. So I hope you don't watch my videos and, you know, see some kind of supplement that I'm taking and decide that, ooh, that worked for her, let me try it. Because one thing I've noticed with the do-it-yourself and the trial and error is that you might find something good but not know how much to take, how long to take it, and when to take it, and all those things have an effect on how our body responds to what we're taking. So I'm excited, you guys, to share more about this process with you. So leave your comments down below and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you know when another video is coming out. We're relaxed around here, so I'm not working with a schedule. I can't tell you I make videos every Monday and Tuesday or anything like that. I'm just a regular person, you guys. And I'm just sharing my process with you. So if it could be of any help, I'm blessed that you're blessed. So see you guys in the next video. Be blessed.